So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. I see that we have lots of folks joining. Awesome. Team, before we get started, before we start presenting ourselves, so we're waiting, we're going to wait a couple of minutes more for you to arrive, to connect, to get comfortable. In the meantime, let me introduce myself really quickly. My name is Gustavo Carvalho. I'm a senior WEM specialist here at Zendesk. I'm a Brazilian, but I live in not so cold at the moment, Montreal. It's actually freaking hot here, which is good. I'm not complaining at all. And I have Sophia and Alejandra here with me. I'm not sure if you have presented yourselves already.
Yes.
Okay, I have the impression. Sorry. Fantastic. Okay. But yeah, Sophia, how's the weather on your end, by the way?
It's really nice. Not too
Yeah.
cold, not too hot. So it's perfect right now. Yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All righty. And okay, before we get started, some just so we can organize ourselves during this webinar so that everyone can have a wonderful time and get your answers, your questions answered. If you have any questions for us during the demo, please drop those questions on the Q&A session, and we're going to do our best to tackle those questions on the go. And please, let's avoid the chat for questions. Let's keep the questions on the Q&A session. You can use the chat, of course, but let's try and keep those questions on the Q&A side of things. Today, we are going to be talking about real-time and historical reporting. So more specifically, we're going to approach the agent activity page, the agent status page, the dashboards, and the historical reports. And let me just do something here. And folks, my apologies in advance. This is the first time Sophia and I, we're using this new tool. We used to have these sessions on Zoom, so please bear with us. And yeah, without further ado, I think we can get started. What do you think, Sophia? Alrighty, so
Let's go.
Okay, let me share my screen with you. Give me 1 second. Oh, actually, not this one. Workforce Management. Okay, you should be seeing the agent activity page. This page is not only the landing page. Anytime you access WFM, this is the page that you're going to access. And this is also one of our real-time monitoring features, along with agent status, agent attendance, historical reports, dashboards. And agent activity will give you this longitudinal perspective over an agent's day, meaning the more you head towards the end of the day, the more colorful blocks you're going to be seeing here. I just moved let me move to yesterday so that we have a full day here. So as you can see, we have lots of colors. These colors, they are going to represent the agent's activities, the chunks of time, the activities that they worked on. So for example, we can see Dolores here. She took some time on a messaging ticket. So you're going to see the ticket ID, the start, the end time, the total time for that specific activity, and the label for that ticket. And by label, I mean the work stream that ticket is assigned to. Let's check some other tickets here. You can see another type of ticket. This one is assigned to the tickets work stream. We have voice already. And just a quick note, the work streams by default, you're going to get when you start when you install WFM, like out of the box, you're gonna get 3 work streams: chat, ticket, and voice. If you're satisfied with that approach, fine. If you're not, you can tailor that approach. You can translate the work your agents perform on WFM to an approach that better suits you. Now, getting back here, yes.
Sorry. We just have a nice notice from Richard. Do you have a microphone on your t-shirt? Because we hear some noise.
Oh, thank you. It's my fan. As I said, it's pretty hot here in Montreal. Thank you so much for. Let me know if I just turned it off. Let me know if it's better.
I think it's better. Yes. Thank you. And thank you, Richard.
Thank you for noting that. Cool. So going back here. Cool. So what can you do here on the agent activity page? To start, whenever you, let's start from here by grouping the data here. By default, you're always going to see your agents grouped by their primary Zendesk group. And then you can change that approach. You can, for example, group your agents by WFM teams, for example. There you go. By locations. Or you can simply have a long list of all your agents. Have in mind that whenever you're grouping your agents by Zendesk group, the groups that you're seeing here are the primary Zendesk group. So if an agent, for example, is assigned to both billing, support, and tier 1, do not expect to see them in the 3 groups. You're only going to see them in the group that in the primary group that they are assigned to. If you want to see agents populating in different grouping criterias, then you should use the team. And then because agents can be they can be part of multiple teams at the same time, you're always going to see them populating here different teams if they are part of those different teams. And then moving forward, you have this count here. This is your agent count, the list that you can see here. As an admin, I can see all the agents that are part of this account. The collapse or expand, this is very useful if you are dealing with lots of teams, if you're dealing with lots of agents, so that you can easily navigate throughout those different grouping criteria. Next, whenever you click here on the agent's name, you're going to get this summary on the right panel. The summary is going to show you the clock in and clock out times. I have both clock in and clock out times here because we are seeing a past day. But for example, if we were seeing today, and if Abdullah is still working, he had clocked in but not clocked out, I wouldn't see the clock out time. Another very useful information, if your agents, they clock in and clock out multiple times a day, you're going to see that reflected here. Next, the activity breakdown. So the breakdown is organized into paid and unpaid time. Every work stream, which represents ticket work, is going to be considered paid, as well as untracked time. Untracked time means that the agent clocked in, but they are not taking ticket work, because if they were, this would be tracked automatically. And they are not telling the system what they are doing, because I'm not, let's say I'm not taking a ticket now. I could be in a break, I could be in a meeting, in a training. So whenever I tell the system what I'm doing, the untracked time will cease, and then you're going to get those general tasks like break, for example. And by the way, breaks, lunches, any general task, they can be classified, they can be set here in the system either as paid or unpaid. You can see here that break, a general task, is considered paid, whereas lunch, another general task, is considered unpaid. If your agents are using Zendesk Talk, the talk activity is going to be displayed here. So they are going to get, let me see if I find someone who is using Zendesk Talk. Maybe Zendesk Talk is not enabled in this account, but if your agents are using, you would be seeing here the statuses: online, offline, wrap up, and so on and so forth, along with the corresponding amount of time for each of those statuses. And then finally, you have the productivity breakdown here, which basically represents the actions that those agents performed throughout the day. So you have the assigned points here, you have attended points, handled points. If the agent solves tickets, for example, they would get solved points as well here. And there is another way of perceiving this data here. So I'm going to close the summary. And the other way of perceiving the data is by clicking the arrow near the agent's name. And there you go. So we have in a timeline fashion the activities. So you have all the activities performed here by the agent. This is actual activity. And then on the timeline below, you have the schedule, the agent's schedule. If you have talk activity, they're going to be displayed here along with each status. And then before I go to the adherence, the productivity points, they can also be perceived here in a timeline fashion. So you have the assigned points, assigned point again, and so on and so forth, along with the respective tickets that action belongs to. And then going back here to adherence, adherence is calculated by comparing the actual activity to the scheduled, to the agent's schedule. So for example, Abdullah here, he was supposed to start working at 9 a.m. He didn't. He was a bit late, as you can see. So he started working at noon. And because of that, Abdullah is out of adherence throughout the first part of his scheduled shift. And then when Abdullah clocked in, he did exactly what he was programmed to. He tackled voice. Because of that, Abdullah is in adherence, as you can see here. By the end of the voice shift here, actually not by the end, then he was supposed to have lunch at 45 past noon. Probably this call took a little longer, and as you can see, he's out of adherence here. Sophia, feel free to add anything that I might have missed. Otherwise, I'm going to move to the agent status page.
All good, Gustavo, and we don't have questions yet.
Fantastic. Sure. Okay. Now, team, so if the agent activity will display this longitudinal perspective on the agent's day, the agent status, on the other hand, is going to zoom in. So from this page, you're going to see what's happening at this exact moment. Let me hide anyone with no activity. So as you can see here, we have the list of agents. The grouping criteria is the same. We also have the head count here and the collapse expend. That's the same. And then let me organize people by team. There you go. And then you can see here the first column, the agents. The second one, the activities that they are performing. If it is ticket work, you're always going to see a ticket number here. You have Petter, who is untracked. Let me see if I have I don't have a general task here. So everyone is working. Everyone is engaged with work. But you could see if, for example, someone were having lunch here, you would see the corresponding activity and no ticket number. Next, you have the activity duration. So anytime, so let's say that Ivan here switches to another ticket, this timer would zero, and it would start tracking the current activity. This page, it refreshes every 5 to 10 seconds, so it's really fast. It's super real time. The next columns, they are the adherence columns. So as you can see here, Ivan is out of adherence because Ivan was supposed to be, I don't know, home, resting, enjoying life. But he is here taking tickets. So because he didn't have a schedule, he is automatically out of adherence. By the way, you can always rely on the futures here, so you can see the agents who are not in adherence or who are in adherence. No one is in adherence in this account. That's a demo account team. It's not really, things are sometimes are not going to make sense. You can see who is taking ticket work, for example, Workstream, or people who are working on general tasks, either paid or unpaid, and you can also see folks who are untracked. Going back to the adherence here, if we had someone, I don't think we have a schedule for today. This is probably why we are seeing people out of adherence. But if we had a schedule, we would see this column here in the white color, and the text would show in adherence along with the adherence duration. There are two columns here that are missing, which are the talk statuses. And by the way, you can customize this. I removed the status, the talk statuses. Oh, there you go. You have Daniel here, who is using talk. So there you go. And by the way, I removed these two statuses because I was demoing this account to a team who didn't use Zendesk Talk. So if a column here doesn't make much sense to you, to your use case, you can simply hide it. And there you go. Let me put it back. And by the way, let me show you, it's Daniel Figueiredo. So let's go back really quickly to the agent activity page. And let's take a look at Daniel so that you can see how the talk activity is displayed here. So you can see the statuses, offline, transfers only, online, and etc. And then if we click here, there you go. You can see the summary of the talk activity breakdown. I think someone has something to say. I can hear a microphone open.
No, it was me, Gustavo. It's just that we have a question from Eduardo.
Okay.
I don't know if you can read it.
Let me check. It's on the Q&A, right? Q&A, right? Hi,
Yes.
is WFM already handling agent status from newly announced Zendesk for contact data, the contact center, aka Amazon Connect? By these statuses, do you mean, let me share this tab instead. Do you, oops, I don't have the, give me 1 second. Let me put another demo account here on screen. That's the one. Okay, let me share this tab instead. So do you mean these statuses here? Eduardo. Is it possible that we open Eduardo's microphone maybe? Or Eduardo, maybe if you can type your answer, are those the statuses that you're referring to?
I don't know. I'm going to check if Eduardo can enable his microphone if he wants.
Okay, while we wait for Eduardo to add the extra information, I'll just keep on with the demonstration. Once we have this, the extra information, I can get back to it.
Yes, and also, Gustavo, I think I will ask this question to the product team because it's a new thing, right? The Zendesk for Contact Center. It's not the statuses, I think, it's not the unified agent status here.
Got it.
The new tool to answer calls, etc.
Okay.
So I think we will come back to you on this one, Eduardo. But I think the answer is not yet. Okay.
Okay.
I will confirm.
Okay, give me just 1 second, team. Technical problems here. Okay, solved. Let's get back to it. Cool. So we were talking about the agent status page, right? So we just covered all the columns and so on and so forth. There is a detail that I missed. So on the agent status page, whenever you want to hop on a ticket to maybe audit a ticket, like for example, Dolores here, she's been working for almost 2 hours and a half on a messaging ticket. Maybe that's not that common. So you can always click on the ticket, and then you're going to be taken straight to the ticket on the Zendesk support side of things. The same thing is possible on the agent activity page. So whenever you have a ticket, you can simply click here and you can hit the open ticket. You can also, and the behavior from this moment on is the same. You're going to be taken to the Zendesk support side of things. You can also edit the activities on this page. So you can, for example, make ticket work become a general task or untracked. You can make, let me see, I want lunch. You can make a general task become another general task or untracked, but you cannot make ticket work become another type of ticket work, like a work stream, change the type of work stream, and you cannot make activities become a ticket work. So that's the only thing you cannot do here. You can add an activity before or after that activity, maybe to rectify adherence, to contemplate something that the agent forgot to contemplate within their shifts. And you can also delete activity from here. Bear in mind that you won't be able to delete activities that are still ongoing. So the activity has to end so that you can delete those. Cool. Moving forward here, let's talk about agent attendance. So the agent attendance page, team, again, grouping criteria and collapse, expand folders, headcount, the same. We have some options to filter here to make it easier to manage the list and the list of agents and the data. So you can, for example, focus on people that have clocked in, or people that have clocked in without a schedule, for example. You can see people who are late at that moment, who left early, who is doing overtime. There are lots of options here. You can also hide specific agents. You can hide people with no schedule. You can hide people with no activity. And you can also select specific locations, teams, or groups. And by the way, you can do that in the previous pages that I presented. And then let me load this. And then let's take a look at the data here. While it loads, team, I just wanted to emphasize that in order, okay, cool. Let me move to yesterday, maybe. Actually, not to yesterday, today. Team, we are seeing the future in this page. As you could see, we can see the 17th, which is the future because of the time zone of this account. But you won't be able, none of the features that I presented here will display future data, of course, because they are real-time monitoring features. So to make the most of this page, you will need to have a schedule in place. And this is because, like, for example, if you want to see who's late or who's doing overtime or who left early, you need a schedule so the tool compares the data, what the agent did with what was programmed for the agent to do. The first column here, you will have the actual schedule. So you have the clock in and the clock out time for that schedule. You have the amount of hours of that schedule. You have the time the agent clocked in, and clocked out. And you also have the amount of time that agent spent logged. If they had unpaid breaks, you're going to see that populating here. If they are late, you're also going to see it here, as well as left early, whoever did overtime, all that you can see here. The only column that doesn't need a schedule on this page is the occupancy column. It will populate regardless if you have a schedule or not. You can always export the data from this page. Bear in mind that you can only export one day at a time. And Sophia, let me know if I missed anything on this page. Otherwise, I'm going to move to the dashboards.
All good, Gustavo.
Fantastic. Sure. So let's talk about dashboards, team. There you go. So dashboards, they are a very visual way of keeping track of your team's performances, of your work streams. So I have this already created dashboard here, but if you want to create a new one, just hit here the name. You're gonna get the drop down menu here. Hit the create dashboard. You're gonna give it a name. There you go. Once you create the dashboard, it's like a blank page. So you need to start adding widgets here. So let's add our first one. And then when you get to the widget setup, you will need to tie it to both a metric and a work stream. Sophia, there is an article, and Sophia can drop this article on how to build it. There is a list of metrics, like a metric dictionary. It's very useful whenever you're building that, to have that along with you. And once you select the metric here, you will need to tie it to a work stream. At this moment, you cannot aggregate multiple work streams to a widget. As you can see, I need to select one work stream only. And then from that moment on, you need to specify the layout for that widget. So we have the value layout, you have the goal layout, you also have here the donut, and depending on the metric, let me see here, inbound volume versus forecast. There you go. You can get a different type of widget, like the chart widget. And let me get back to this one, the first response time. You will notice that if you select the goal one, you will get these this extra menu here, where you can simply tailor the goal. It can be less than or equal to, between, greater than, whichever you set here. You're gonna have to specify the minimum and the maximum so that it can calculate. Let me cancel this and let me go back to the array. Oh, by the way, team, very important tip. It's going to save you a lot of time. Once you add a widget, let's add this one simpler. There you go. Once you add the widget, do not expect that data populates here until you save the layout. I know it's like a simple tip, but I've had customers having trouble here. They build that beautiful, super cohesive dashboard, and then they say, oh, but the data is not populating. Why? You need to save it so it starts populating. Let me get to the previous one that is already populated. So there you go. There are different types of widgets here. As you can see, the goals, this one is the goal with the chart. You have the inbound volume versus what was forecasted. So it's a very simple way of keeping track of your teams, of your operations performance. A tip that I would have, maybe you could create a dashboard per workstream. As you can see here, we have tier 1 for all the widgets here. And here you have the tier 1 context. So that would be a way to aggregate data in a way that makes more sense to you. Sophia, feel free to add anything I have missed. Otherwise, I'm going to move to the historical reports.
No, Gustav, that's perfect. Thank you. But we have here a question from Miguel on how he can see overtime, and it's on the agent attendance page. overtime, but not a fixed date. Miguel is asking if he can see for an entire month. Right now, it's not possible, and even the export to CSV is day by day. But can you go to the reports just to check on
I
the
think we can
agent?
see it from here. Yes, we can. There you go.
Miguel, we will see it. I think it's the next topic that Gustavo is going to cover. You can create a report where you can organize it by time breakdown, and we can give you the overtime for each agent by day or for an entire month.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
Sure.
But sorry, I just wanted to say that it's not on the agent attendance page, but you can do this on the agent attendance report. Thank you.
Fantastic. Cool. So I'm going to address Miguel's question in detail in a second while I'm going through the reports page. But let's start with the basics, team. So whenever you hop on this page here, by the way, you will need to hover your mouse over the icon and click the reports name so that you access it. And then when you get here, you will notice if you're brand new to WFM, you're going to notice these two sections. The second one will have no data, will have no templates. And then the first one will have these three templates: agent activity, agent attendance, and time off. They are super useful. Maybe you're new to WFM, like not only as a product, but as a discipline. So we built those to make your lives easier. And then when you get here, some characteristics of reports, it doesn't matter if it's a system or if it's a custom report template. Metrics, they're always going to be displayed as columns. Attributes, they're always going to be displayed as rows. And you can have up to 3 attributes per template. We're going to get to that in details in a second. This report here, it is organized this way. The first attribute, agent, followed by a time breakdown. And Miguel, here there is I think it touches your question, but we're going to get there in a second. This is a daily breakdown, and then followed by the activity type. There you go. So we have lunch, we have break, tier 1. We do have general tasks. Very important information. If you want to pull both ticket work and general tasks, whenever you build a template, make sure that you add at least one metric for each type of activity. There is one that covers both. It is the total time. The total time metric, it covers both work streams, ticket work, general tasks, and it also covers untracked time. On the other hand, let's see here. I don't have ticket time here, but I have paid general task. So paid general task will only pull data that corresponds to general tasks. So have that in mind. This is useful either if you want to pull data for both types of activities, or maybe if you want to contemplate exclusively ticket work. So make sure that you add metrics that are exclusive to that type of activity. Another information, this time, this corresponds only to the system report templates. These templates, they are D-1, meaning you're going to be able to report against data from yesterday backwards. If you want to see today's data, it is possible to see it from here. You will need to build a custom report template. And by the way, actually, before building the custom report template, I just wanted to give a little bit more of attention to Miguel's question. So Miguel, you asked about overtime, right? We do have the overtime metric here, as you can see in the agent attendance report. This is D-1. So, hey, Gustavo, what if I want to see today's data? So you won't be able, or maybe what if you want to clean this report here? I don't need lateness. I don't need to see people who left early. I don't need to see the schedule time. I just want to see overtime. It is not possible to edit this report here, but you can duplicate it. And when you duplicate it, you're going to see it here on the top of the custom reports list. From that moment on, you can go ahead and you can edit that report. So let's say that I want agent attendance and I want to see overtime exclusively. So you can go ahead and delete everything else. Let's just let's pretend I deleted everything and I left the overtime metrics only. Oh, by the way, you can reorganize the attributes here. You cannot add extra metrics here. You are only going to be able to work with the metrics that already exist on that report. You can reorganize the attributes. Let's say that you want to see the overtime, but not on a daily basis, on a week or on a month basis. You can do that from here. You can maybe, I don't want to see it per team, for example. I want to see it per agent, and then a time breakdown. I said week, so let's say week. There you go. Just have in mind that you're going to notice that the list of attributes that are available on the duplicated reports, and also the list of available futures, they are shorter than the custom report. We're going to get to it in a second. Another very important information, whenever you use the time breakdown metric, attribute, sorry, you're going to notice this time breakdown here, drop-down menu, and please pay attention to the information that you have here, because this is going to explain how that attribute is going to behave, how that breakdown is going to behave. The day, for example, will only be applied for date ranges smaller than a month. The week to date ranges smaller than a year, and so on and so forth. So pay attention to that. Let's save and let's see what we have. There you go. So it's cleaner. We don't have the teams here. We just have the agent followed by the time breakdown. Let's make it a bit longer. And there you go. And by the way, you can adjust the time frame here of your report by making use of the calendar here. So start date, end date, and there you go. And let me just confirm something. I'm not, yeah. Oh no, actually, yeah, it is possible. Once you duplicate the system report, you're gonna make it behave like a custom report in terms of real-time data. As you can see, I can select it. Actually, Sophia, could you confirm that I might be mistaken, because because of the time zone here, we see today. Do you know if when we duplicate a system report, it starts behaving as a real-time report?
It always depends on the time zone you select on your report, right? All the reports are based on, so when you go to the settings of your report,
okay,
you can always select, if you click on the little pencil.
I think I have confirmation, Sophia. Yeah, okay. I just adjusted the time zone here to a time zone closer to mine. And team, when you duplicate a system report, it is still going to behave as a system report in terms of the aggregation of data. You will not be able to report against today's data. Today's data will be available only tomorrow, no matter if it is a system report or a duplicated system report.
Gustavo?
Yeah.
We have here two very interesting questions that I would like to share with everyone, if that's okay for you.
Sure.
So they are regarding lunches. And so I will start with Angie's question. It's if we include a recurring general task in the daily schedule, such as lunch, is there a way we can pull historical reporting on how late they are to and from lunch every day. I think the
Ooh,
being
very good
late,
one. Okay.
yes,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
on my perspective, I think this is not possible to know on the reporting how much time they were on late to lunch per
So
day.
so
Yeah,
so she wants to report against lateness, but not lateness to the shift, but to a task.
lunch. Yeah.
We cannot do that, but you can keep track of adherence that you can do. So you can build a report and understand how adherent your agents are to activities like lunch, for example. And I think I can try and show that by my next my next step here would be to build a custom report so we can try and address that. But before that, Sophia, what's the next question? Because maybe we can address both with the next step.
The other question is regarding the scheduling and how it's possible to set lunch breaks between 12 and 1 p.m. 30 every day. But I also need to analyze this one, but I think this one is really related to the
The
scheduling
schedule, right?
part. So we need to check if we have a little bit of time. But I
Yeah,
will come back. I will come back to you with an answer and the articles and explaining you by email how to do that. Okay.
fantastic. And if we, as we are focusing on reports, if we have time by the end of the session, it's not a problem. I can definitely try and show you how to do that on the schedule feature. But going back here to the report, so we're now creating a custom report. So let's say Gustavo's. This one is Gustavo's team. As Sophia had mentioned before, you can pick the time zone for the report. This is very important because this is going to dictate how the data is going to be aggregated in terms of time. You have the metrics list. As you can see, the list of metrics available for the custom report is way broader. Let's pick here ticket time. Actually, time. By the way, you can always type to look for the metric. It's super useful. Total time, ticket time. Let's say solved points, reopened points. You have first response time after assignment. Let's try the adherence time. Let's see if you have the adherence rate, adherence time, and out of adherence. I'm going to add the in adherence time and out of adherence time. Hopefully, I will be able to work this metric along with the other ones. There are some metrics that they cannot go along with one another in the same report. We're gonna find out in a second if this is the case here. As for the attributes, again, the list of attributes is way more extensive here, as we saw. So for this one, let's build this way: team, agent, and activity type, because I want to aggregate the time metrics, the solve points and reopens, and also I want to see if I can get the in and out of adherence time for each of those activities. By the way, I cannot remember the person's name for the question. Apologies for that. But if I wanted to report exclusively against lunch here, then I would remove the total time, I would remove the ticket time, and I would simply add either a paid, actually, let me do this, general test. There you go. I would select the corresponding metric here. If you pay for lunch, that would be a paid general task. If you do not pay for lunch, there you go, unpaid general task time. Let's add it here. Paid, unpaid. And quick note on this, you can see that we have also productive and unproductive. A task on WFM, it can be either paid or unpaid. If it is unpaid, it is automatically unproductive. If it is paid, you have the option to make it productive or unproductive. Now, I'm not going to add any futures, but I wanted to quickly show it so that the recording can get. Again, as you can see, the custom report has a longer list of available futures. The futures here, team, they are not exclusive, they are inclusive, meaning that let's say that you don't want to see, let's say that you want to include you want to exclude break here, for example. So you would have to add every activity except break. At the moment, you cannot add break and say exclude break. Let's save and see what we have. Oh, we could save it. Fantastic. So the in and out of adherence, they work along with these other metrics. So to try and answer that question, so the first dimension here, the first attribute is the team attribute, followed by the agents attribute, and then finally the activities. And then you can try and see if your agents, they were in or out of adherence, for example, to lunch, by looking at this data here. If you want to see just for today, for example, you can simply go ahead and select today. And that way, you will be able to see, hey, if that agent is taking time at is taking lunch at the correct time or not. And please let me know in the chat if I managed to answer your question. And while you do that, I wanted to show some other things that are possible. Actually, before I show that, team, there is another attribute that I find really useful. Customers find it really useful, which is, let me erase this from here, which is the custom field. Now you can create a report and you can use custom fields. You can report against custom fields. Whenever you select a custom field, you're going to see this drop-down menu here made available. And then you can select custom fields that are tied to your tickets, like sentiment, confidence, language, and so on and so forth. Let's save and let's see if it will aggregate any data. All right, it did. Fantastic. So let's take a look at, cool. So there you go. The first attribute, the team, followed by the attributes, that the answers that are contemplated in that corresponding custom field. There is a very important detail here, team, which is the custom field attribute. It might take a little longer to populate on the reports. So if you're using the custom field, this might not populate as fast as the other attributes. This page here, it is really like it's near real time, if not real time, except for the custom fields. The custom fields might take a little longer to populate, but not that long. It's a matter of minutes. After some minutes, you're going to be able to get your custom field data. Sophia?
Yes, Gustavo. We have two questions, the same from Angie and Alessandro.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about the attribute time breakdown by week. Can we make the week start on Sunday and not on Monday? And he was the same. Can we update the calendar to the default Sunday, Saturday instead of Monday, Sunday?
You can. Here on the account settings menu, there you go. You have the week start, and you can select either Monday or Sunday. And that should reflect, that should impact the whole product. That should be reflected throughout the product.
Thank you, Gustavo.
Sure. And by the way, team, I didn't show you something that I love. It's a really small detail, but lovely detail. If you prefer if you don't like clicking much here on menus and etc., you can hit the on Mac Command K, on Windows Control K. You're gonna get this menu where you can simply type the page you want to go to or part of the page, hit enter, and voila, you are automatically taken to that page. Cool. So we're almost on time, but we still have some time. So I wanted to show you some things that are possible to do on this page. So if you want to work the data here outside of the report, if you want to work with more flexibility, you can always export the CSV. If you hit the Export CSV button, you're going to notice that it is generating and it is going to be emailed to you when it's ready. So do not expect a instant download. You will be able, though, to reach out to your email and download it from a link that is sent to you. I'm mentioning that, team, because sometimes some customers, they share email accounts. So if you want to export the data here, make sure that you have access to the email tied to the user. Let's say that you want to export this data every day. Hey, Gustavo, do I need to you want to export this every day at 6 a.m. Every day. Hey, do I need to wake up that early to export that file? Good news, no, you don't. You can simply hit the schedule exports, and then you're going to create an automation. This automation is going to, it can be recurring, by the way, and then you can make it repeat like every day, week, month, or year. At a specific time that you select. And then after you select, let's stick to the example here of the 6 a.m. There you go. Whoops. And then you can aggregate data from previous days, weeks, months, or year. You can customize this. Let's say, oh, I want the full past 7 days. So there you go. You can do that. You can send it to yourself. You can send it to any other person that is in the account. You cannot add people from outside that account. So you can handpick the people that you want to receive that that report. And then you need to give it a name. And you can also give, actually, this is the report template name. And you can give the schedule, there's a schedule automation a name. Let's give it a very creative one. Test. There you go. So you have here test every 1 day, and it is scheduled. So team, that's what we had to show you today, to demo today. Not sure if we have more questions, Sophia. If we don't, I wanted to take these last 6 minutes maybe to address the schedule question.
Yes, I already answered it.
Oh, fantastic.
It's because when I was reading it, now I think I understood, and I will ask Lahoud to confirm. So, Gustavo, if you go to the locations page, please.
Mm-hmm.
I think what Lahoud is asking is when you go to the intraday of a shift and you set up a task.
Okay, wait a second. Not this one.
Yes, it's when you open the intraday variance. Perfect. I think that Lahoud would like to, instead of putting that the break is between the first hour and a half and the second hour of the shift, he would like to put that is between 12 and 13 and for all the days in the shift, right? But right now, this is the option that we have. The shift has 8 hours. You defined that the shift has 8 hours. So you need to tell us, you need the break to happen between the third hour of the shift and the fifth hour of the shift. Because, yes, this is the option that we have right now. But I think it's what I understood from the question, and if it's not the case, Lahoud, please let us know.
I just wanted to add something on top of that. In this case, what you see here, the 1:30, it's not 1:30 chronological, but 1:30 from the start time. So to make it easier or less complicated, I know it can get clunky in the beginning maybe, but to make it easier, always consider the start time as 0. So this is your 0 hour when you're dealing with this time frame here. So 8 equals 0. So 1:30 equals 9:30 in this case.
Thank you, Gustavo. Thank you. And Lahoud already replied that yes, that was the question.
Fantastic. All righty.
I
So
don't know.
team, any other questions? It can be about reports, real time. It can be about any other piece of the product. We still have some minutes left.
Yes, and you can raise your hand and we will enable the microphone for you if needed with the option.
Oh, and by the way, Eduardo, thank you so much for the DM on the microphone. I just saw it now. Sorry, as I told you, this is a new tool to me, so I'm still getting used to it, but thank you very much.
I'm also going to share on the chat the article and the video regarding historical reports. Okay.
All righty. So team, I'm reviewing the chat now. It was busy, and I see that we have people from all around: Portland, Chicago, Denver, San Antonio. That's awesome. Folks, if we don't have any other questions, I think we can wrap up for today, and we can give you these 2 minutes back. I hope this was useful, and we'll be seeing. Oops, we have a question. Ashrey? Not sure if it's a question. Oh, there you go. I think you're muted.
Hi, Gustav. Hi, Sophia.
Hello.
Hi, this is Ashray here. I'm from the Miko team. So I have a quick question here. So just in a scenario where an advisor who is logged in for a schedule for the day and post his log out, he is missed to log out or end the shift. Okay, so that would make him stay online on the online status. So I mean, this could be both the scenarios where the agent could have missed logging out or keeping himself on away status and setting himself on online status, or could be a possibility where the agent met with an emergency due to some health issues and he fell down sick or something. I'm just telling in a scenario like this. So, is there a possibility that we can go ahead and make the changes from online to offline mode for the agent from the backend? Is there an option as such?
I don't think so. We can double check that and take it async to confirm. But as far as I know, you wouldn't be able to clock out an agent, for example, if might they forgotten to if they forgot to do that. I'm pretty sure that would on according to Zendesk standards, that would be considered some sort of breach. But let's not rely 100% on my word here. We're going to double check that with the product team, and we can circle back with you when we are sure.
Sure, that works. Thanks, Gustav.
You got it. Awesome. Team, coolio. So we are on time. We are a bit over time. So again, thank you so much for today. Again, hope this was helpful, and we'll be seeing one another during a next webinar.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gustavo.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Bye. Ciao.